Ernie DeSantis is coming off one of the most challenging seasons he's ever had. But this is a new year, and a new year means new opportunities and a new mindset. Ernie knows no matter how many tags he fills this year, it'll be a success, not because of what he's hunting, but because of who he's hunting with. Ernie will still be chasing all the mature bucks on his farm this season, but this year, there will be another DeSantis looking to fill a tag. And that will make this season one to remember. It's a new year, and if Ernie wants this whitetail season to end with a buck on the ground, then he knows exactly what the season needs to start with.
Food plotting.
And that means Michigan Food Plot Services. But to make things even better, Ernie is getting some additional help this year.
Oh, you should just come with me, it'll be fun.
Even if he had to con her into it.
We'll just hang out, the farm, enjoy some time. Toss some rocks, no.
Once the plot is tilled and de-rocked, it's time to plant the food.
The ground is ready. What are we putting in there? This was the magic trick a couple years ago. Winter greens, tall time tubers, and winter peas.
Deadly combination, man. We've done everything right. We've prepped the ground, put down fertilizer, lime, we've sprayed Roundup a few times. We're good to go. Like always, we're just battling the weather. We need some rain, you know? You can't go wrong with Whitetail Institute products anyways. Whitetail Institute pioneered the market. You want the best, you got to go with the best. And Whitetail Institute is the best food plot seed out there.
Last year, the plan worked. It drew them in, and now we're kind of enlarging this, and we're going to tuck a Maverick in.
I think this is going to be a really killer spot, man.
Enough said, man. Let's get this thing in the ground.
Let's do it.
All right. As always, thank you.
With Ben Oliverio working his magic, Ernie knows his food plot is going to be perfect. Next on the DeSantis to-do list is to install a new Maverick on this plot.
Pretty darn good spot.
The bad news for Ernie is that Southwest Michigan is still experiencing a major drought, which means Ernie needs to provide the deer with a water source. And for that project, Ernie called in backup. Ernie and Valentino completed the final piece of the puzzle. Now, they just anxiously await opening day. The thing is, there is a lot of time before opening day, and this year, Ernie and Jose decided to take advantage of it. The Michigan opener isn't until the 1st of October, but in nearby Ohio and Kentucky, you can get your fix in September. First stop, Kentucky, to see some good friends.
Tyler Porter and Larry Porter, and they own 1010 Hunting.
Not only do they have some great bucks, but they are great guys as well.
We feel like we're at home here.
And Larry Porter has such an incredible story of God that has changed his life. It's really quite moving.
I was embarrassed. I just stayed home because I could just bust out laughing or crying. And it's better now than it was, but when I talk about God or family, it triggers.
Because that's God touching you in your life. There's no question about it.
With hot temps and limited time, Ernie wasn't able to fill a tag, but that didn't stop the Michigan fellas from having some road trip fun.
Special right now, buy two, get a free drink, everyone. Casey's, thank you. Or Richie's.
Next stop on the DeSantis Del Otero Tour, Ohio, to visit another great friend.
Mike Back at River Rack Outfitters.
Oh, we appreciate it, man.
Hey, no problem.
Very much.
We appreciate you guys coming.
It's a big deal to us, and
kind of surprised me with the camera on. I look like a bum. The guy's not supposed to look good anyway. He's supposed to look like he's been out working every day. You know what I mean?
Who is an incredible guy.
What we're really fired up about is this is the most hit listers we've had.
The high temps once again made it hard for Ernie to harvest a mature buck in Ohio, but Ernie's very own food plot expert, Ben Oliverio, was hunting at River Rack Outfitters as well, and he definitely got his fix.
I have to say I was just so impressed with Mike and the rest of the staff at River Rack Outfitters. They've got so many good bucks running around this place.
So what you're really saying is the Buckeyes are better, and the state of Ohio are better in every capacity. Sports, athletics, deer?
Absolutely not. Super excited for today. My daughter has been asking and asking, and this is the year. She is ready to get out and go on her first hunt.
It's licensed, Vin. Let me see it. Look at that. It's official.
The whole family piled in the blind to celebrate the occasion.
I'm really excited.
Just being there with her and the family and seeing the smile on her face, absolutely amazing. Did we kill a deer that day? No. Is that something that I'm used to? Yes.
But it didn't matter.
It did not matter. That doesn't matter. My number one goal for this season is to facilitate her love for hunting.
What Ernie didn't know was that he was about to encounter a problem that'd throw a wrench in his hunting plans.
It's the first hunt in this new Maverick, but because of the drought, we had these crazy weeds come up, thick stalk, like 1/4 inch thick. It's loading up in the field, but I'm on like eye level with these deer. I'm having a hard time seeing them. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I'm willing to do it. Because it's a turnip plot, I cannot mow it with a mower. I'm gonna have to get in here with a weed whacker or a hedge trimmer and cut down a 1/2 acre by hand.
He's got the hang of it that other things were not working at all.
If I don't do this, now everything I worked for, I can't hunt from this spot anymore. My back was breaking.
Now, despite how long it took and how sore Ernie was the next day, it only took one hunt in that freshly trimmed food plot to know it was definitely worth all the pain.
Back at it again today with Vinny.
We have a west-northwest wind, and me and Daddy are doing a double hunt, which more likely, I think, my hunt. I have my dada on camera duty, and I am the hunter, and I have never done an interview by myself.
You did great.
And we're in the Maverick on the east side of this plot again. The weeds are all cut and it looks as though it's about to pay off.
How far is he? No, don't.
This buck comes in and he makes a scrape.
Oh, is that cool? He's making a scrape.
I would have let Vinny shoot this buck in a heartbeat, but he was just a touch out of range. A 30-35 is where she's confident in. He's at about 50.
He's looking. What's he looking?
But this buck right here in front of us right now is the kind of deer you have to let walk.
Oh my gosh, is he nice?
That's cool.
Really, that is one that we really need to let walk.
Why?
It's because he's such a young deer and he's gonna be huge.
Because he is an absolute superstar as a 1.5 or 2.5 year old deer. This deer would have absolutely had to have walked. But if you notice the scar on his right shoulder, someone else has already, this early into the season, tried to plug an arrow into him, unsuccessfully.
Vincia just had her first great encounter, and it's clear that this apple didn't fall far from the tree.
I felt like I almost exploded. I felt like I was gonna puke. A faint something. That's what I felt like. I felt like I got my whitetail fixed like this.
It doesn't get much better for Ernie than spending time in the blind with his daughter, but there's another woman that Ernie also loves hitting the timber with.
I've got my home girl, Stacy D, running the camera.
Today we're at what I call one of our satellite farms. I'm really hoping we at least have an encounter with a couple of these monster bucks over here. We've got the grazed 8, who is a deer that Jose grazed with an arrow 2 years ago. I missed him with an arrow last year, and this year he is a bona fide giant, just a monster. And then we've got the crabby 10, which is pushing upwards of 155, 160 inch deer. In the tree, Stace says, "Ern, I think that's him. I think that's crabby 10. And I look up and he's in some thick stuff. and she's trying to get some footage of him.
Hold on. He's chasing a dog.
He does something that in Michigan you typically don't hear too often.
That was him. He's chasing a dog. I'm telling you, he went running to the right.
And he growls and roars loud, and it just echoes out in this field. Stace is about to fall out of the stand. This deer is in front of us right now, and she gets a little bit worked up. She's really freaking out right now because she wants to make sure that if this buck comes in, she gets great footage of him.
I've seen how you react when you see a deer, so there's no way it could be worse.
I'd like to think I've passed that on to my wife, who now reacts in a similar fashion to me because this is what she knows.
Ernie may have passed his buck anxiety over to Stacy, but that's not all Stacy's learned while hunting with her husband.
What did you learn from Ernie while hunting or filming with him?
Everything. But most importantly, I need to work on my focusing skills.
Focus is everything.
Focus is everything. But I think I need glasses. But he's taught me pretty much everything I know. Knew nothing about hunting prior to meeting him 20 years ago. And who would have thought I'd be sitting here in this chair right now?
But that's not the only impact Ernie has had on Stacy.
Ernie has made a huge impact on my life by just introducing God into it. It's really the foundation of our family. So thank you for that.
No, I'm honored and privileged to do that.
And Ernie, what has Stacy done for you?
Everything. The question is, what doesn't she do for me? Among so many other qualities, really the number one reason that I tell everyone that I married her is because she is so selfless.
When two people have this much love and respect for each other, they naturally make a great team at whatever they do, whether it's raising a family or chasing whitetails.
Big day, November 15th. All Michigan hunters know that day. It's the opening day of the gun season here in southern Michigan.
Yeah!
Right? It's a big day, big tradition, but it's a little bit of a slow roller today. When that gun opener rolls around, I don't know about you, but I start to feel a little bit of that sense of urgency, like the rut has passed, the orange army's coming out, these deer are gonna go into what I call shock down, because they're just kind of shocked from all this pressure. And shock down is kind of a tough time to hunt.
Just as Ernie predicted, the deer have been in shockdown mode the past few days. However, no matter how tough it gets, this hunter has no intentions of slowing down. He's still hunting every chance he gets.
It is November 20th. It's the weekend. This is when I have to hunt. Today, literally, the snow is coming down sideways. Get into the blind, get nestled in, and there's something about this morning. It's a Sunday morning, and it's just looking right. Hunting a couple different bucks. A shot-at buck. I have some history with him from last year. Coke can. And Coke can is just a big-bodied, tight-framed, short-stacked 8-pointer. I'd be super, super happy and blessed to harvest either of those deer. So it's a Sunday morning, happy as can be. The only caveat is that I'm alone. So I'm trying to pull a selfie here, which I have never done. I've got the Whitetail Institute food plot behind me. In front of me is all the bedding, and these deer, all these bucks do is check the downwind side of this bedding. It's what they do. Got a perfect west-northwest wind. Everything is shaping up. And I look up, and I see this big-bodied, muscled, gray-faced buck, and I don't recognize him. I think it's a deer that I called Coke Can, but I can't tell. It looks like he's missing some brow tines. And I quickly zoom in on him, and I see instantly that he's got the body of a mature deer, and I know absolutely it's go time. So I get the camera ready, get it in the window, get the gun, pull the gun up, check the LCD, take the safety off, and he walks right out of the frame.
It's been a long season for Ernie DeSantis in Michigan, and opportunities at mature deer have been few and far between. Ernie finally has a mature buck in front of him. The only problem is, he's not just the hunter, but he's the cameraman as well.
So I get the camera ready, get it in the window, get the gun, pull the gun up, check the LCD, take the safety off, and he walks right out of the frame. So now I'm freaking out. But the good news is I know where this deer is going. Move the camera into window 2. I move into window 3. I move, I get settled, he's coming through, getting ready to pull the trigger, Tacticam on, everything is like, this is it. And then he walks out of frame again. And I've got one more opportunity here, right? And you guys know me, right? I'm literally losing it, I'm freaking out. I take the camera one more time. Camera goes in window 3, I go into window 4. As I'm zooming in, he's walking into the frame. So I don't even have the gun out the window yet. And I yell, "Up, up, up!" And he stops on a dime. But I don't even have the gun out the window yet. I put the gun out and I yell to him again. "Up!" And he looks at me like, the rest is history. It was just a moment that had been in the making for such a long time. I see him go down on camera on a selfie. He runs in the frame, he's at the top of the frame and drops in the upper 90, expires within 20 seconds, quick, clean, ethical harvest.
I don't know what buck that is, but he got my heart pounding, and I'm telling you, this is as excited as I've ever been to harvest the deer. Oh dear God, thank you.
Few people get as pumped about harvesting a deer as Ernie DeSantis. But for Ernie, the celebration isn't the same if he can't share it with the ones who mean the most to him.
I just got one.
Did you?
Yes.
When you texted me that, I literally said, oh, okay, I'm a stapler, and I hung up, I said a prayer, and I go, wouldn't that be so amazing if right now he gets an opportunity to introduce a deer, and then I dozed back off, and then you called.
I'm telling you, as soon as you said I'm praying for you, I looked up and there he was. What's up, bro? Oh my gosh. But I just wanted to call. I wanted to call you, bro.
This moment has been a long time coming for Ernie DeSantis. And now that the moment is here, there is no way Ernie could celebrate without his family by his side.
Here it is a day that every hunter dreams about, and it's harvesting a buck. And for me, there's just something about harvesting a buck in my home state of Michigan. And after the season I had last year and some of the things that have been enduring this year, when you accomplish that goal, it's an overwhelming feeling. And this deer is a huge bodied, hefty 7, we're calling him. And there were scars and stuff on him from fighting. It just brought me back to my younger years when I started hunting this spot here. And when I shot this deer today, all of those feelings came flooding back, rushing back. So thankful to God first and foremost. Without God, I have nothing. And to my kids and my wife who sacrifices so much. And to Jose, we're hunting and filming like crazy, and we split up this morning to double our odds, and I gotta stop talking. What do you think, guys? Who's pulling him?
You.
Me?
You're the one who got him.
You and T-Bone are pulling him.
Careful, careful.
For the first time ever, I have my whole family here on a recovery. Well, I am so thankful to God. Whitetail fix achieved today in Michigan.
Whitetail fix?